Joining me right now, the mayor of Pensacola, Florida, Ashton Hayward. Mayor Hayward, thanks very much for joining us. Tell us what you're seeing there in your part of Florida right now and what steps are being taken as Hurricane Michael closes in on the Panhandle.
Well, good morning, Maria. Thanks for having me. As always, we're preparing. Public safety is #1 right here in Pensacola. And my friends to the east, they are preparing, as Jeff said, for a Category 4 storm, the strongest storm that's ever come on shore in the Panhandle in the last 150 years. And so obviously bracing here in the low-lying areas, getting people off the beach is most important, ramping up public safety, our police officers, our firefighters, and making sure people are safe, keeping them in home is most importantly. And obviously, as Jeff said, down in Panama City in the Apalachicola area, this is a very low-lying area. This storm's going to come on shore about 2 o'clock, and obviously it's going to head inland, and you're going to have 100-mile-an-hour plus winds going right into our state capital in Tallahassee. And so this is some of the most beautiful part of the great state of Florida, and we want our folks to be very, very safe, and obviously Governor Rick Scott has done a terrific job in getting the word out there.
Yeah, what should people be doing? I mean, if they haven't left?
They need to hunker down. They need to make sure they've boarded up. And if they're going to stay there, we've requested people to leave, obviously, in these certain zones. But they need to hunker down. They need to make sure they have the supplies they need. And obviously, right now, it's too late in some of those low-lying areas to the east of me, in the St. Joe area, Apalachicola area. A lot of these areas have bridges that get to these parts of the barrier islands. So, stay safe and make sure that you've got what you need. But right now, you need to stay safe and stay hunkered down.
Yeah, I mean, I know that the first priority here are people's lives, obviously, life as well as property. But do you have an expectation of the cost of this hurricane season? We just came off of Florence, and here we are looking at another serious situation.
I mean, when you talk about a Hurricane 4, Category 4 coming on shore in Florida, and as Jeff said, with a lot of the condos, and we have a big tourist business down there, a big oyster business down there in Apalachicola. And as I said, this is some of the most beautiful part of the great state of Florida. We're going to go into the billions if this thing comes on shore at a Cat 4 with those kind of sustained winds of 140 miles an hour.
Since 2011, the Panhandle has endured 4 hurricanes. Hurricane Michael expected to be the worst to ever hit the area. I guess what I'm looking for is the economic hit is going to be severe, isn't it?
It's going to be big, but I think, as I said, people love this part of our great country and obviously the great state of Florida. And Floridians are resilient. People will come back and they'll rally. Floridians gather together to make sure that they take care of their friends or family, and obviously our visitors that come to the great state of Florida. So we will bounce back. We're a strong state, and, we need to get through this today. We need to help our neighbors and our friends, our seniors, take care of your pets, do the intelligent things that we know how to do in Florida, and we will bounce back, Maria.
Right, because this is a way of life for Florida. I mean, during hurricane season, we see this every year.
Absolutely. We're prepared. We understand this part of the year comes on. This storm, teed up very quickly in the last 2.5 days. I've been in constant contact with Governor Scott, his team in Tallahassee, the Emergency Command Center here in Escambia County where I am. And again, this is going to be a little bit 94 miles to the east of me here in Pensacola. So we're on top of this and we know what to do. And like I said, we have the right leadership and we're going to make sure our folks are safe and the people that are visiting Florida right now are safe.
Do you feel it outside? I mean, what's the calm before the storm right now? We're waiting for landfall probably this afternoon.
Well, about 4 o'clock, I could feel the winds outside. I went outside, and there was about a 40-mile-an-hour gust here in Pensacola. But again, those gusts are going to be stronger to the east of me right now. We were very fortunate, it seems, right now. But coming about 2 o'clock Central Time, they're going to really feel it in a big way down in Panama City, Apalachicola, and St. Joe. So, again, we need to be prepared, make sure you're in a safe place. And, again, hunker down. We know what to do here in Florida. We're prepared for these storms, as you said, Maria. And just be very intelligent and make sure that if you can, make sure your neighbors and your friends are safe and your senior citizens are safe.
All right, we will leave it there. Mr. Mayor, good to see you. Thanks very much for joining us. We will check back as news develops.